he is asking the neighbor, his fear, you know. And you know what the friend is saying? When he asked him, hey, I want to take this to Lord Jesus Christ. What do you say? And what will be the neighbor that his friend will say? Typical Hindi way, I'm saying, Pagal! Have you heard of the word Pagal? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pagal! Means crazy! Hey, come on! You are going to take this? Don't do that. And what will he say? What will he say? Come on, let us go somewhere else and let's do together. That is called peer pressure. Yeah? From the friends. Now he had his own selfishness had to overcome. And then he had to overcome his pressure from his friends. And this boy had guts. He overcame this too. And then he had another problem. That is, what's that? Hey, what will mommy and daddy say? If they know that I did not eat and I gave it to Jesus and I am hungry, what will mommy and daddy say? Yes, he decided, even if mommy and daddy will be angry with me, I will give. 3 steps he had to overcome. And because of that, he slowly could take this 5 loaves and 2 fishes to the Lord Jesus Christ. What happened? What happened? We know the story, but I am putting a little in between the story. After everybody has eaten, they were celebrating. Wow! Everybody is talking one another. And at that time they saw this boy walking that side. And these old mummies or old amachis are telling, hey, that's the boy, that's the boy. It's that boy who gave the 5 loaves and 2 fishes to the Lord. An unknown boy coming from a remote village, known to nobody, is now becoming the man of the day, the hero of the day, because he chose to be different. Perhaps 15, 20 years later, when somebody will be searching for the way, asking, hey, how to go to that place, and somebody may be telling like this, do you know, when you go a little further, you ask anybody, they will tell you, the boy, you remember that boy who gave 5 loaves and 2 fishes to the Lord? His house is there. And that house is just 1 kilometer away from there. Now, his house, a remote village or remote unknown place, has become like a landmark. Just because this boy chose to be different. And I want to tell you, friends, you have your 5 loaves and 2 fishes right with you. Let's compare your life as your 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Your 5 loaves and 2 fishes is your very life. You have all ways to, many ways of using it. You can be very selfish. You can say, yes, this is my life. I can do it whichever way I want to. I want to be one of the great football stars. I want to be a great engineer. I want to be a great doctor. Okay, you have every right to be. It's your life. Your life. But at the end of the day, you will find that there was no blessing out of your life. It finished. It finished. There is no blessing coming out of your life. But if you want to be a little sacrificial and tell Jesus, Lord Jesus, here is my 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Daddy, Mommy wants me a doctor. Daddy, Mommy wants to be one of the greatest men in politics. Daddy, Mommy wants to be somebody great. But Jesus, here is my 5 loaves and 2 fishes in your hand. Whichever way you want. Break it. Whichever way you want. You use it. If you use it, it will be a great blessing. How many of you have heard of the story of David Livingstone? David Livingstone? No. David Livingstone, when he was a 14-year-old boy, he's from Scotland, he wanted to give his 5 loaves and 2 fishes to the Lord Jesus Christ. And he said, Lord Jesus, here is my 5 loaves and 2 fishes. I'll learn to be a doctor, and I will go to Africa and serve the people of Africa. Those days, Africa is called a dark continent. There were many people who were cannibals. You know cannibals? Yeah, cannibals. And there was no road, and it was a terrible place. But David said to God, yes, I will go. Here is my 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Take it, break it, and bless it. He had a brother. His name was Joseph Livingstone. Joseph told David, David, don't be crazy. I am not going to be like this. I will become a great lawyer, a world-famous lawyer, and make a name for myself. David went to Africa. David went to Africa. He went through a lot of struggles. National Geography honored him as one of the greatest explorers of the world. Many roads, many paths. I think Victoria Falls in Africa was discovered by David Livingstone, and all the honors. And many cannibal tribes began to accept the Lord Jesus Christ. Several times he was almost at the verge of death because of malaria. But in spite of all, he went on, continued. Loneliness, all those things were there. But then, one day, his African friends, once cannibals, once very primitive, they came to his tent and they saw David Livingstone on his knees praying. But he was not actually praying. He was dead. He was on his knees and he was dead. And they came, they took him, and these cannibals, or once cannibals, these African people, who loved him so much, and they told David Livingstone's heart was for Africa. We will not let his heart go back to England. They cut open his chest. They took his heart and buried it under a tree. And then they dried his body under the sun, maybe 2-3 months. After drying, but there's no other way of preserving those days. After drying his body was carried by the African people 600 miles through the hills and valleys, through the jungle. There was no road. They carried his body all the way